Hi, everybody. I'm here again with Clara Bellino. We're discussing her tips on music, songwriting, guitar playing, vocals, and finally for this module, the music industry. Clara, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good too, and unfortunately, the
Good.
music industry is not. You've been in like kind of before pre-digital area, the transition, and like now nowadays where everything is really based on a digital medium, whether it's the internet, MP3s, etc. Even recording, people record albums from their bedrooms nowadays. So what do you think it takes for somebody in this day and age to break in and stay in the music industry?
I guess the first thing I would say is you have to be involved in the business side of music. While it was never easy, I think to just be the artist and somebody else takes care of everything else. I think now it's not just not easy, it's impossible if you're not involved with the business side of your music to be involved in music if what you want to do is play music regularly and perform for people. And so it all depends what your goals are. I personally, to answer your question of what I'm doing with my music, is I'm building my own economy. I'm not ruling out that one of my songs for my new album, for example, will land in different licensing placements and all of that. But I'm building my own tribe. I know that most people listen to music digitally and maybe purchase or don't purchase downloads or stream music increasingly. I still like albums. I like physical information. I like images. And so I'm building a tribe of people who support artists, who enjoy music in various formats, whether it's vinyl. I don't know if I'm going to release a vinyl on the next thing, but like to receive a playable thing or not. But mostly who support artists. And that's it. There's so many outlets, very few of them that are actually compensate artists these days, and that's the ongoing search is how do we land. There are more people today who listen to music than ever before, and artists are receiving less compensation for it. So I'm choosing to build my own niche.
So what other tips do you have for like let's say independent musicians? What other self-managing tips do you have for independent musicians?
Self-managing tips is to actually not just say that you understand that you can't do it alone, but to actually do something about it. And I know I have a lot of artist friends who I think understand that the music landscape is ever changing, and who realize that they can't do it alone, but who are still trying to and waiting to be discovered. And so I would say you have to discover yourself. You have to be determined that you're going to do music no matter what, and find people to work with. And so you, for example, since you asked the question, when I say build a team, I think the next question often is from people is like, well, I can't afford to pay anybody. I understand musicians, we are for the most part not financially independent. How I do it, I do have an assistant who I've been working with for 9 years, and I do pay my assistant. What I pay her is not enough for her to survive. She has a job, but we have developed a consistent way of interacting. We meet, we communicate almost every day. We meet once a week, and then we bring in a team of interns, and you can't have interns who work for free. It's illegal, but we make sure to work with interns who actually get credit in their colleges. We have places where we go find these interns, and we find people who are motivated to learn. And so it's an exchange. We try to make sure that what we do is a win-win situation. And so we support each other. And gosh, there's so much more to say about this than I can say in 2 minutes. But the bottom line is don't do it alone, or try to do it alone. It's like anything. I don't think there's anything that you can be successful at where you can just be doing it alone. So build your team. Find people that are excited about not only you and what you do, but the field that you're in, and who want to learn and learn from each other, and build a team.
Last question. Like as I said in the beginning, the music industry is just, I mean, I don't want to say it's doing terribly, but it's just things that irrevocably changed. I mean, that's just a fact. So, and it's not 100% for the better. So how do you think the music industry, everybody, record labels, musicians, producers, how do you think that we could all work together to make the music industry better?
If I had the 100% answer for that, I'd, probably be retiring on the answer. No, but all jokes aside, I think that musicians have to be compensated. We have to educate people about the value. We have to keep insisting on what the value of music and art is in people's lives. We have a lot of people whose experience of music is that it's free, and we have to educate people that, for musicians to have the ability to create, they also have to have the time to do it, which means they need to be compensated for what they do. And so I think that ultimately, my guess is that ultimately where I see most independent musicians going is like you, to hold the strings to your economy. And there really are the technical tools right now for a musician to be set up on their own website, to build your mailing list, who are the people who you interact with. I really don't think that the Spotifys and the Pandoras and all these people who I think really exploit musicians they make a lot more money because they have the bells and whistles. They make a lot more money on the musicians than they compensate the musicians for. And the bells and whistles are there basically for everybody. So I don't believe that exposing yourself, people say, oh, but it's good for exposure. I always say, you can die from exposure. I don't need to be, yes, I would like to reach millions of people with my music, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that desire, but I don't want to reach 1 million people with my music in a system where it's understood that it's all for them and not for me. It's like, so I think, that's the only solution I've come up with right now is, I didn't come up with it by myself. Actually, I've listened to a lot of people's input about this. One of them is Cyber PR, Ariel Hyatt, which is, if I build a mailing list of 10,000 people through my activities, and statistically 1,000 people of those 10,000 people spend $100 a year on me, then I'm fine. Right. So I'm building this mailing list of people and, giving them value, and that's where I'm at. And the rest is kind of gravy to me. If I can build a snowballing effect with my music, and wherever I go, people, you should go check her out, and that adds people to my mailing list, that's great. I don't want to be part of the economy that exploits artists.
Okay, cool. Well, this was a really good. I really enjoyed this module personally.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your questions. Thank you, everybody who watched this one or any other ones or stuck it out through all four. There's going to be more coming to you on many different subjects. So, thank you, and we'll see you guys soon. And thank you again, Clara.
Thank you so much, Matt. You're a great interviewer. I love your questions, and look forward to answering more. And if anybody who watches any of these has more in-depth questions, of course you can come back at us, and we'll be happy to talk with you some more.